Hello folks, this is Sullla speaking. You're listening to another video for League of Legends. Normally on my channel I do full games for League of Legends and I commentate all the way through a match, but today what we're going to do is we're going to look specifically at one thing in particular. We're going to look a little bit at a particular team fight and try to break that down. Oftentimes when people first start playing League of Legends, and even for experienced players, team fights can be the most confusing thing to try to figure out. Why does one team win the team fight and one team lose the team fight? So we're going to look at one particular game here where I actually went back and wanted to watch this team fight again just to see what had happened. So we're pretty far into a game, 40 minutes in. This was a pretty close game. It had been a little bit of back and forth between the two teams. I'll put a link to the full game in the description of this video if you want to watch it. But what we're going to do here is we're going to watch how this fight gets initiated, and we're going to watch what happens. So right here, I'm going to initiate, and I'm going to go ahead and slow this down and stop it at points so we can see what happens. I'm playing as Leona. I'm going to use my Shirelia's Reverie. That's on item tab number 1, so I'm going to use that for the little movement speed boost. And I'm going to look to initiate here, and if you notice, the other team, their Alistar player has actually just missed his Pulverize. I'm not exactly sure what he was going for, but that's pretty significant because that is a skill that's going to be down now for the next 10 seconds or so in this team fight. So let's speed this up and watch what's going to happen. I'm, again, looking to ult right here, use my ultimate. So here we go. And right here, I'm going to use Leona ult, and right there, you see it go off. It's not a very good Leona ultimate. I miss most of the enemy team. The only one I actually managed to hit is Alistar, and I only got the slow, not the stun on him, so that was not a particularly well-placed ultimate. The only good thing here is we have managed to isolate Alistar just a little bit. He's not the one we really want to be focusing, but he is a little bit in front of their team, and that's significant because their communication here is not going to be that great. So let's go ahead and watch what happens next. So right here, we're going to see Alistar's taking a lot of damage. Right there, Alistar's going to pop his ult. So right now, we've managed to get Alistar down to about half health before he pops his ultimate. And so let's watch and see what happens next. So far, things are not really that bad for the enemy team. So what I'm looking to do is I want to try to target Vayne. If you notice, there's actually a little targeting circle on Vayne. So I'm going to look to go for her, but in fact, I'm actually not quite going to get her. So let's go ahead and watch what happens here. So right here, I'm going to initiate, and right there, I'm aiming for Vayne. I miss. I end up hitting LeBlanc instead. So I end up hitting LeBlanc, which is not that bad of a target. We also have the Fizz Fish coming out. So watch what happens right here. Right here, the Shark's going to come out, and Shark's going to hit 2 people. Right now, so what I've managed to do so far is my Leona character has managed to put a stun on LeBlanc. I've been able to force her away from the fight. Our Fizz player has gotten his Shark onto Alistar and also onto Darius right there. So the biggest thing that we've done so far is we've done a pretty good job of splitting up their team's formation. If you've noticed, we've kind of separated them from the rest of the team. Didn't quite hit Vayne, but I have managed to push her sort of out of the rest of the fight. So anyway, let's keep an eye on and see what happens next. Right here, we see that everyone is focusing on that Alistar player. He's very low, and right here he's actually going to fall. So that's really good news for us. We're able to kill Alistar, even though you don't really want to focus a tank like Alistar. He did get trapped away from the rest of his team. We were able to burst him down, and if you remember, he used his Pulverize right before the fight started, so he was never able to get that particular skill off. So that was a pretty big deal. We've managed to get one of their tank initiators down right at the start of the fight. Now right here, if you look at the Darius player, that's Gimme Dat Rice Bowl. He's doing the right thing. He's charging straight for our Tristana player, Varus Nox. So keep an eye on what Darius is doing, and then keep an eye on what Vayne and LeBlanc are doing, since Vayne and LeBlanc are the main damage dealers on the enemy team. So we'll go ahead and speed this up again. So right there, we see Darius is going in, is trying to initiate. Our Tristana player is rocket jumping backwards, which is the correct way to play this as an AD. You want to create distance between yourself and the rest of the team. Meanwhile, I am now coming back towards our AD carry to try to protect him, and that's what most of the rest of our team is doing as well. Meanwhile, what is Vayne doing? Vayne is not auto-attacking, so Vayne is not putting out damage. So far, Vayne, I don't think has auto-attacked even once, so keep an eye on that as well. Let's speed this up again. There goes the Randuin slow. Nicely played by Darius once again. Gets off the Randuin slow. Notice how everyone on our team is turning around to try to protect our AD carry. We're all trying to protect Tristana because she has the best damage output on the rest of our team. Meanwhile, Warwick is also trying to chase after Tristana. So really right now the fight is about Vayne and about Tristana and about who's going to be able to output more damage. So we want to try to keep an eye on the two of them. So anyway, right here we see again use of Buster Shot by Tristana again to create space, push Darius backwards as the rest of the team tries to come in and help. Again, Vayne still I don't think has really gotten off any auto attacks yet, and haven't seen LeBlanc get off her silence either. So again, those are the main damage dealers on the enemy team. They're not really getting off their skills in this particular fight. So as long as we're able to keep protecting Trist, we'll be in pretty good shape. So anyway, there we go. And right there, Riven's going to use her ultimate. That's going to finish off Darius, who had the right idea. Again, went in, tried to get the kill onto Tristana, but then got focused by the rest of our team. Meanwhile, Warwick has now used his ultimate on Tristana, so you see Warwick using his infinite duress. Meanwhile, look at the little white circle around Tristana. That means she's used her Quicksilver Sash. She's going to cleanse that. So right there, you see, that is going to allow our Tristana player to get out of that. Meanwhile, again, the rest of us, right now, Mundo is going to break off and try to protect Tristana, while the rest of my team is going to try to chase after Vayne and after LeBlanc. We've triggered the LeBlanc clone, so let's go ahead and keep watching right there. You can see the fight is now broken down into two parts. Chasing after Vayne. Vayne has used her own cleanse right there, so Vayne is trying to escape. LeBlanc is trying to escape. Meanwhile, Trist is still trying to survive, as Mundo returns back to protect Tristana against that Warwick. So keep an eye on both of these. Over there, off screen, over there on the left, you see we're going to get one kill. We're going to get the kill onto Vayne over here on the right. Meanwhile, off camera, we're going to get another kill. We're going to get the kill onto Warwick. And now, just the final part of this fight, we're going to chase down and try to finish off LeBlanc right here. So that chase is going to continue. Fizz is going to dash in, and he's going to manage to get that kill. So we actually managed up going 5 for 0, and that ends up being an ace, and that will decide this particular match. So again, why did that fight go so well in our favor? Again, able to burst one member of their team down before the fight really got started. Able to kill Alistar. Alistar didn't really get any skills off. Our Tristana player, Varus Nox, his positioning was very good in that fight. Again, used the Buster Shot on Darius, used the Quicksilver Sash against Warwick, was able to stay safe and kept auto-attacking the whole time, which is exactly what you want to do with your AD carry. If you watched Vayne in that fight, Vayne, I'm not sure got off any auto-attacks, maybe like one auto-attack. And again, so not really able to do that DPS that she needed to do during the fight. And ultimately, that was the difference. The tanky initiators on both sides going into the AD carries, but one of the ADs able to get off those auto attacks, the other one not able to. Anyway, we're going to finish here. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this, and check back again soon.